shit, that's doing numbers. Anyway, it's been over a month since I initially made this video, and well, we quite literally got some updates about it. This video won't be as much high quality as the previous ones because writing the script alone already took a good chunk of time, and since apparently I'm the only human alive right now who has the audacity to publicly bitch about the state of the development team, I'm now sitting here in front of you to tell you more about what has happened in over a month since the whole fiasco started. If you haven't already, please watch the video when I first talk about this whole fiasco to get the context of what had happened, which I will link down in the description. For those with an attention span of an average TikTok doom scroller, here's a TLDR. 1. At the time of writing, the Rebuff Reality CEO is still gonna get hammered by a lawsuit from the developers. 2. As expected, the company tried to keep quiet about what's going on wherever possible and is only addressing about it when the customers are bringing it up, all thanks to this whiny asshole. Oh, my man Joe really did not take that into account, huh? 3. The game is seemingly back on development and has pushed out 2 updates, but actually the new features were works in progress and at the very least they're unpolished and is in no way free of bugs since the team only consists of literally 1 developer now who we have next to zero idea of where they came from, and also 4. The information regarding the new internal development team roster has yet to be set in stone via any sort of official statement. 5. Some other initiatives regarding the game's development has been announced which may try to rely even more on the community funding and development to grow the game rather than the team's internal efforts. 6. A former dev team member had commented that the game's source code is so messy to the point that releasing it to the public might not be worth it, and we would be better off rebuilding it from scratch. Alright, that's all for you. You can go now. Shoot. For those still watching, I will be explaining more details on some of the points I've mentioned. At the time of writing, Rebuff Reality has yet to publicly announce the news regarding the decision against the original development team on their own will. It was only when the issue was brought up did they had to respond and address it to those who asked, including those who backed the kickstarting BodyLink project that is essentially a game console-fied Xbox Kinect device running on Android, which is also initially developed by the same team, by the way. A while after the initial backlash, the new development team has pushed out an update that was previously in beta along with a new beta feature. I have yet to try out myself, but the fact that we seemingly only have 1 developer running the team, and judging by the recent sentiment from the Discord community, personally I would assume that development has been sort of revived, but at this point it will be very slow with little to no quality control on each update unless if the team expands once again, with the best case scenario being the laid off team being hired again to continue working on the game. Though I might be a bit wrong on that, can we have a game developer in the comment section giving me a correction on anything necessary, please? Thank you. On top of the shabby development flow, the company has also announced a new creator fund initiative. Essentially, once the company confirmed the gross revenue generated by the game, they'll allocate those revenues into 2 halves. 1 half goes towards the new development team and the other goes into the creative fund balance, which will be used to commission artists and freelancers chosen by the community to create even more content for the game. Which is not a bad idea, let me tell you, but knowing so far that there's only 1 person left in the team getting the split for themselves, it gives me a certain uneasy feeling that I can't really pin it down to express about. Maybe because the statement regarding the split and creative fund feels like it's trying to encourage people into supporting the game again, thus generating new sales. But I hope that later on there will be more transparency regarding how exactly will the dev team split of the revenue will be used. And once again, I will say that the best scenario is if maybe the split can be used to rehire the old team back into the development flow. Anyway, that's the development aspects out of the way. As for now, the game is definitely in a weird state if you're deeply involved with the community already. But from an outside perspective, it would seem pretty normal, but now that you're here already anyway, what should you do? Honestly, buy the game if you want. I can't stop you, But if you're morally conflicted after hearing about the dirt that the initial development team has gotten, yet you still want to experience a somewhat polished Dance Stardom style gameplay without fiddling with Beat Saber, then maybe you should just wait for the game to go on sale. Just know that the game is yet to be fully polished, new features may come out once in a blue moon, and even then, please expect little to no quality assurance. As for the community-made custom song contents powered by mod.io, due to the team's ability to moderate its contents having vanished overnight, there are chances for spam, bloatware, or pretty much any file composition to be snuck inside your device via the in-game download button. So maybe you're better off referring to the Dance Dash community for now to find map files that are verified by the people who love the game as much as you would. Even if you'll be using the in-game browser, I would recommend looking out for my personally trusted mappers like Mosuya, Mochichi72, Saesu, Alukiba, Tokushima, Cake VR, Snippet Kitty, and Wang Song. Oh god, I probably just butchered that badly. And that's pretty much it. In my opinion right now, while I do want to go back into playing and creating contents for this game, it would be at least a while before I do so, as my brain is still morally tugging me not to do it at the moment. I want Rebuff Reality to do better. I want the CEO to actually man up and stop doing stupid shit to disrupt the game's growth for the sake of short-term revenue. Asking for the community to create the majority of upcoming contents instead of putting in efforts internally, like it's the second coming of Beat Saber, is crazy, especially considering the hot mess that they have created for themselves not long ago. But unfortunately, we have no other game doing the same concept as Dance Dash in order to compete right now, so the lack of the market competition factor meant that we could only rely on community pressure to shape the game the way that we want it for now. With that said, I'm gonna wrap it up here. That's all I got for now. I swear to god, if Joe decides to commit one more labor crime after this, I will make myself a grave and start spinning in it.